Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Cooking with Lisa. Today I am going to make some chicken samosas. They're triangular in shape and packed with deliciousness. The ingredients for this recipe: for the samosa sheets, you will need flour, water, and salt. We're going to combine these three ingredients together to form a dough. For the filling, I have minced chicken here. I'm going to add some carrots to this. You can leave it out if you don't want it to add it. Also some onions, ginger garlic paste, red ground chili powder, and some green seasoning. The green seasoning is also optional. So let's get started. Alright guys, to get started with this samosa recipe, add your flour in a bowl like this. Then add a pinch of salt. Mix. Now add your water to form a dough. We don't want this to be too soft nor too hard. It has to be the perfect consistency. So add a little bit of water at a time and mix it in well. Once you form your dough, you're going to knead this for 5 minutes. Alright, I'm going to knead this for 5 minutes. Once you've kneaded your dough for 5 minutes, form it into a ball. Then place it back into the bowl and cover it with a damp towel and leave it to rest for 5 minutes. By the time the dough is resting, we're going to go ahead and start cooking our chicken filling. Once your chicken is at this stage, we are going to add the remaining ingredients except for the carrots. So, onions, green seasoning, ginger garlic paste, and ground chili powder. And now we're going to cook this until the liquid from the chicken has evaporated. Also add salt. Give it a good mix. Once the liquid has reduced or has evaporated, we're going to add our carrots. Let this cook for maybe about 2 more minutes. Since this is minced chicken, it does not need a lot of time to cook. Say maybe about 10 minutes tops. This is ready. Turn your stove off and leave this to cool at the side, and we will get back to working with our dough. Alright guys, once your dough has rested, you're going to roll it out in a log shape and make smaller balls like this. Make sure that you get all the same size. Then flatten it with your hand like this. And we are going to roll out each one of the dough. Try to roll it out as thinly as possible. It doesn't have to be in a perfect circle. Alright. Then next, you will need to brush some oil on the surface here. Once you're finished brushing your oil, you're going to set it in a plate. Just put it in a plate and continue to repeat the same process for all the dough balls you have. Alright, this looks good. Alright guys, so let me show you something, what I did here. I have rolled out each dough and I've placed some oil on the surface and I've stacked them on top of each other. So roll one, roll it out, put some oil on the top, then set it in your plate, then do the same thing for the other dough, roll it out, put some oil and stack it on here. The oil surface must be on the top and not on the bottom. So for this last one, we're not going to add any oil because the oil from here will be underneath here, like this. So once you're finished doing this for all of them, you're going to roll this out again. So dust your board with some flour. Just put it down. And roll this out again like this. Try to roll it out as thinly as you can, because the thinner the samosa sheets are, the better they will taste. I don't like when my samosa isn't too thick of sheets because it's just too tough to chew sometimes. So just roll it out like this. And do you see how big this is stretching, guys? Let me zoom out a little bit here for you. Alright, do you see how big this dough is stretching out? That is why you want to make the samosa dough small and not too big. Because if you do make it too big, it's gonna be, you will probably need to roll this out on your counter. It will be really, really big. Alright guys, once your pan is heated, put your samosa sheets inside. Oh boy, I think I've rolled it out too big. Alright, just keep a close eye on this. Let it cook for maybe about 1.5 to 2 minutes on each side. On medium flame. So, alright, it's time to flip, so please be gentle and careful about how we go about flipping this. Oh boy. Do you see this here where there are like brown spots? That's what you don't want. So I'll have to get rid of this sheet, which is fine. But this is what you don't want. This is cooking the samosa sheets. We just want it to just cook a little bit where the sheets will be able to pull apart easily. So maybe cook it for about a minute. Alright, the samosa sheets are ready. Remove it from the pan. You will need to leave this to cool down before you can add your filling inside. I'm just going to remove this one sheet here. Do you see how easily that is pulling apart? If you didn't add the oil, then this wouldn't have happened. You won't get that easy pulled. Alright, it's very hot. So you should probably leave this to cool down before you handle it. In here I have a little bit of flour. I'm going to add some water to it to make a paste. This will be the glue to sealing our samosa, so that when we fry it in the oil, it won't loosen up on us. Alright, just set this aside. And now we're going to try to separate our samosa sheets. Be very gentle when you're pulling it apart because you don't want it to rip. Like that. And do you see how thin the samosa is? I mean the samosa sheets, they're really thin. You can see your fingers and your hand through it. This is how you want to make the sheets. Not too thick, not too thin. And it's not breaking apart either when you pull it. So separate each one of them and set it aside. And also, the bottom sheet is cooked, so I'm not going to use this. And here you have it, guys, the samosa sheets. Super easy to make. It doesn't take any time at all. So I have about 4 here. Try to line them up as evenly as possible and cut them. We're going to cut them into 4 equal parts. I might have to trim the edge, because it is a little stiff. Alright. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can have a better view. Okay. Now cut it straight down the middle. And now put it like this. Make sure that you get a good line up here. And just get it back like this. You can always store the remaining samosa sheets in a cling wrap and put it in your freezer, and you can use it whenever you want. I think I have too much sheets here, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, then put half in your fridge. Alright guys, it's time to fold our samosa. So the first thing you want to do is to take a quarter of the samosa sheet that you've cut and let the point face you. Let it face towards you. Then you're going to take your flour mixture, also known as the glue, and brush it along the side here that's facing away from you. Then you're going to fold it like this. Make sure that the end is closed. Make sure that it's sealed completely. There are no holes because you don't want oil to get flooded into this when you're frying it. So you have to make sure all the holes are sealed really nice. And then it should be like this, a cone. And now we're going to put the filling in here. So maybe about 2 tablespoons of filling. Sometimes I get a hard time putting the filling in here because it's really hard to keep the top opened. Alright, don't want to put too much before the samosa bursts open also. And now on the top here, you're going to brush it with the glue. And now you're going to fold it down. Make sure it's tightly folded down. Make sure you get those edges tightly sealed like this. And this is how it should be. 1 samosa down, many more to go. On here guys, this is the last batch. Turn off your stove. You can make it smaller if you want to. I like this size. It's easier to work with when it's this size. When it's too small, then it's harder. So here you have it guys. Homemade chicken samosas. Do give this recipe a try. If you do, let me know how it turns out for you in the comments below. Like I said, I hope I've made this video easy for you guys to understand how to make samosas. And thank you so much for spending time with me in my kitchen today. If you find this video helpful, please give it a like and please subscribe to my channel. I would love to bite into one of these right now so I can tell you guys how it tastes, but I'm just gonna leave it to cool down. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Hopefully it will be the beef samosa recipe video. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye now.